fellow Toastmasters and guests. What do you like about our club, if anything? What do you find valuable about it? Don't be afraid.
You.
Yeah, great. Me. This is the most valuable thing. What is the second most valuable thing after me?
Food.
Food? Great. Now, there is a thing which Ken Blanchard, a famous American writer and management expert, calls breakfast of champions. Feedback. And it is a system of feedback built in our club in particular, in Toastmaster in general, that I personally find one of the most valuable things about our club and our movement in general. Feedback is good in that it gives you information on your goals often. And there are two types of feedback. Positive feedback on your accomplishments, on the things that you're good at, your strengths, and negative feedback on the things that you are not very good, weak at, the things you have to work on, and the things that there are still for you to do. Both positive and negative feedback can motivate you and demotivate you according to some circumstances. And naturally, the question is, what are the circumstances when each of these types of feedback works? I found an answer in the article by Eilert Fischbach and another girl, I forgot her name and the last name, named How Feedback Influences Persistence, Disengagement, and Change in Goal Pursuit. I wanted to write the name of the article on the blackboard. I will do it during the tea break. If you're interested, you can find it in the internet. Now, notice, what I will tell you is my interpretation of the article. It is how I understood it. And if you are interested, you can look it up in the internet. You will have the name of the article on the blackboard during the tea break. Now, according to authors, people can be in two states regarding their goals. So-called commitment state is the first state. In commitment state, people are not sure yet whether the goal is valuable and whether they are able to achieve it, whether the goal is attainable. And when in this state, when people receive feedback, they interpret feelings that feedback causes as the sign of whether the goal is valuable and whether it is attainable. So when people are in commitment state and they receive positive feedback, they experience some positive feelings. And they interpret these feelings as the sign that the goal is valuable and it is attainable or it is attainable. And conversely, negative feedback tells them that the goal probably is not very valuable for them and perhaps not attainable. Personal example. Some time ago, Valeria Hlavkova, the account today, ex-president and many other things in our club, Valentin Novikov, another ex-president, and I wrote the article for Toastmaster magazine about our club. And in my opinion, the pivotal point in our progress when we wrote the article was when we when Toastmaster magazine editors responded us. We sent them a letter telling that the article was decent and with some additional work they were ready to print it. And after that moment, we became rather highly, as a team, rather highly motivated. We started working harder, and we were able to finish the article and submit it in a comparatively short time. The second state, the first state is commitment. The second state is progress. In the second state, people are already committed to the goal. They rather evaluate the rate of their progress towards the goal. And what is interesting, in commitment state, your positive feedback motivates you. In progress mode, negative feedback causes some negative feelings, and people in progress mode interpret these feelings as the sign that the rate of progress is below optimal one, and they become motivated, start working harder. And conversely, when they receive positive feedback, they interpret it as the sign that the rate of their progress is above optimal, and they start slacking, and perhaps even in some situations turning their attention to other goals altogether, at least temporarily. And I think a fine example of people being in progress mode and being motivated by negative feedback is a typical student on the verge of exam. Many students, and I hope I'm mistaken, don't work that hard during terms. Of course. Perhaps I'm not mistaken. But when the exam is close and students realize that they don't know that much, they suddenly become very motivated. And the closer the exam, the more motivated they are. Now, how can we use this information? Regarding our club in general, we better think long and hard before dishing out large portions of negative feedback for our newcomers and guests. And conversely, for experienced members, such as Valeria Khodkova, Serge Kuzin, a very experienced speaker, say Alla Gazman, Margarita Rendina, positive feedback, maybe excessive praise, may be demotivating, and perhaps even on top of that, irritating. And on the other hand, if we give constructive, negative feedback, they may be interested and motivated by it. I think in personal life, if you strive to achieve any goal, you may benefit from stopping for a moment and thinking about what state you are in and what type of feedback is bad for you. I wish you to be highly motivated